How you guys doing today? My fiance actually, brought up the idea of doing a Q&A session about why people do not like to attend church.
Uh, I have a question, baby. How do you feel about how people go to church dress?
I believe that some people go to church for fashion. I believe that it's supposed to be about Jesus and about God, and a lot of things kind of deter it away from Him. And fashion shows people come with the big fancy hats, and which is nothing wrong with that. My whole thing is when people who don't have that, proper attire as they call it, they get judged. They get, looked down upon. When I thought it was come as you are, who's to say that the person that you're judging doesn't have nice clothes? That may be all that they have. They may be coming from the strip club. They may be coming from the block. They may be coming from anywhere. And, it's just the fact that they are sitting in that church means that they want to get closer to God. And you constantly have people who push them away just off the base how they look.
Okay, question number two. How do you feel about tithing?
Tithing is a topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about. You know how they say it's 10% of your earnings, and it's something that we as people are supposed to do. Um, my viewpoint on tithing, it all depends on the church. I've been to churches to where they pass the collection plate around twice, two, three times. For people that don't put up money, it's like sometimes they get cast out. It was one church when I recently moved down here. For an hour, he preached about tithing. Kept talking about for those who know that they're supposed to turn in their money. It to me it shows a sense of greed. Everybody that comes to church may not have it, and to those who do have it that don't tithe, that's God having to deal with them. But for a pastor to sit there and look down on people who are not able to tithe or who don't tithe, to me says a lot about themselves. Tithing doesn't also necessarily, to me, have to go towards the church. Tithing can be helping somebody who may be a member of that church, who may need help, who may need food, who, anything. So, kind of.
Just well, is it just people in the church, or would it just be everybody all together?
I mean, that's another thing. A lot of churches don't extend their hands to members, to people who may not be a member of their church, which kind of baffles me because that's not something that Jesus did. Jesus helped everybody, so it doesn't necessarily to me have to be somebody within that church. It can be outside of the church. They feel as though that it has to come to them. It has to be towards the church, and I don't feel that way.
So, how do you feel about mega churches and pastors making all this money and their congregation don't make nowhere near as much as they do?
Honestly, I believe that you have some pastors who do it for the love of God, and majority of the other ones I think is based off greed. I never knew that you can put a price tag on Jesus. This is a topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about. It's a topic that a lot of people have different opinions on. Every week they coming out with a new book or a new message or a new CD or whatever the case may be, and I just think that it's all done for a reason. How many pastors do you hear going back, giving back to their communities? And if they are, how many of them are actually doing it out of the kindness of their hearts? Majority of them, it's a tax write-off. They give all this money to make it look good in public's eyes, but at the end of the day, that money that they just gave, they're getting back. And you're supposed to give without looking to receive anything in return.
Any pastors that you want to specifically, name for the viewers to have them look for themselves?
Not offhand.
Come on now.
I mean, they had the story about Creflo Dollar, how his real name was supposed to be Michael Smith, and what would, make a person want to change their last name to Dollar. It's a lot of things. Marvin Sapp had an incident where he was supposed to speak at a church, and the church didn't have the money. There was a big blow up on Facebook. My whole thing is, if you're doing something for the love of God, why charge? Like I said, I understand that they have lives. They have things that they have to do, but we as people have to live ourselves.
I mean, I know where I work at, I have a pastor that actually works a 9 to 5, and the things that he buys is from what he does from work. You feel me? The money that he get from tithing in the church goes to the upkeep of church. But I see it for myself a lot. Growing up in a Christian home, having a grandfather as a pastor, and him being friends with other pastors. And I'm not gonna say no names, but one in mind that I grew up watching. He had his own church, and I think that's why he was really never able to keep a stable church or have a large congregation, because he will come to church and dressed up based off the tithing money, like gaiters and the suits, and he talked like, in Jesus, hallelujah. And, it kind of gets kind of like commercial. There's no soul in church anymore.
That I believe, I think a lot of people, they put too much into it. I don't see a lot of pastors in the Bible. I see a lot of motivational speakers. I see a lot of people kind of putting their own twist on the Bible and stuff like that. But basically, at the end of the day, how do you expect people to want to follow God when the people who are in lead are not doing it as they supposed to? I want to start adding Q&A sessions into my different types of videos, so if you guys may have any specific questions that you may want me to speak about, or we can do video rebuttals, or however you want to do it, you can just inbox me on Facebook or contact me through YouTube. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching this message.